Meanwhile, members of the Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion has once again been reminded of the alternative resolution, which is part of the provision of the Constitution of the Church, where no member of the Church can go to secular court without exhausting the internal dispute resolution mechanism as provided in the Constitution. This is as revealed at the 10th edition of the Chancellors, Registrars and Legal Officers Conference, which held at St. Matthias House, the Church of Nigeria Secretariat, with the theme, "We are hard-pressed on every side, yet not crushed." Here's the report.
In our Constitution now, we have made a provision for what we call alternative resolution. And it is part of the provision of our Constitution that no member, parish or individual, bishop, clergy can go to secular court without first of all exhausting our internal dispute resolution mechanism as provided in our Constitution.
This part of the provision of the Constitution of the Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion was not just the reason why these legal officers gathered here. It was a 3-day conference which had in attendance the Primate of the Church of Nigeria, Dean of the Church of Nigeria, Chancellor of the Church of Nigeria, wife of the former Primate, Mrs. Nkasobioko, Chancellors, Registrars, Legal Officers of the different dioceses in the Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion, among others, as they all gathered to chart the way forward for the Church. This year's conference started with a Holy Communion celebrated by Bishop Tabuayo of Gwagwalada Diocese, while the sermon was delivered by the Most Reverend David Onoha, Archbishop of Owerri Ecclesiastical Province and Bishop of Okigwe South. During the formal opening, the Primate in his address to the conference reminded the legal officers to work in tandem with the Council of God.
In understanding the judicial and legal work the chancellors, the registrars, and the legal officers of the church do in the church, you fulfill the legal duties and ensure justice in the leading of God's people. When you do your duty as unto God, you make the burden easier for the bishop and the Church of God. And the effectiveness in leadership demands the guidance of the laws and the statutes of the church, working in tandem with the whole counsel of God as contained in the Bible.
Highlights of the conference was the unveiling of the compendium, presentation to the Chairman Emeritus of the House of Laity, Honorable Justice Ogunade, among others, while participants had this to say.
Sometimes problems arise, and as lawyers in the church who are serving the church, our responsibility is to try and guide the bishops in resolving those issues and guiding them to make sure that the church is run according to its constitution and according to its rules. I think it's a very, very rich experience for all of us who attend.
What I always take out from the meeting is that as a church, we must operate based on rules and regulations. And these are the legal officers that guide the church in making sure that the church operates under the bylaws of the church, canons of the church, constitutions of the church.
So it's beautiful to meet a lot of legal luminaries in this conference, and also to get to meet the bright minds, get to know more from the people who have been here, who have been participating. And it's also good to talk about Anglicanism, the way it affects us, not just in Nigeria, but around the globe.